Hi everyone, welcome to week 9 of our Comp 2 class. And this week you are largely just going to be getting your draft of Writing Project 2 ready to submit on Sunday. But let's go over the various steps that you're going to take in that process. So first I'm going to start off by reading this little mini lecture here. The final draft of Writing Project 2 will be due at the end of this week. So you'll spend some time this week focusing on editing and proofreading and completing thorough peer reviews. Your rough draft of Writing Project 2 should be a nearly complete draft by now. You and your classmates will need to compare your work to the assignment sheet guidelines and determine what changes must be made in order to meet or exceed the assignment expectations. You will also spend some time editing, which refers to paragraph and sentence level changes, and proofreading, which refers to grammar, punctuation, and spelling changes, your work to prepare for submission. You should consider submitting your paper to the online writing center. I believe that the physical writing center is still closed, but you can, there are basically times, appointments available all the time for you to talk to a tutor remotely. And I definitely recommend that you do that before submitting really any of your papers. I think it's a very good resource. I work in the Writing Center on Thursdays, specifically from 1 to 4. So if you'd like to work with me, let me know and we can set up a time. In step 1 here, you're going to do a little bit of reading from the field guide, specifically chapter 33 in the 5th edition book on editing and proofreading. And then it might also benefit you to read the section on assessing your own writing, which is chapter 31 in the 5th edition. Step 2, you're going to do some proofreading and editing, and then you're going to kind of reflect on that process. So following the guidelines in chapter 31 or chapter 33, depending on your edition, edit and proofread your essay. Once you are done editing and proofread, in a one-page essay, I'd like you to explain what errors you commonly make while writing, how you attempted to find and correct those errors for this assignment, and how you edited your paragraphs, sentences, and even individual words in order to make your writing as clear, precise, and effective as possible. So that's step 2. You'll be submitting that one-page essay at the end of the week. In step 3, you're going to explain how you created your genre pieces. For Writing Project 2, you were to create 2 genre pieces which represented your view of how effectively your group is engaging a social issue. Your genre pieces could have been traditional storytelling genres, such as short stories, plays, movie scripts, short videos, and songs, or non-traditional storytelling genres, such as advertisements, posters, maybe game instructions, social media pages or feeds. The options are almost endless. The idea behind this was for you to write in 3 different genres for this assignment: a formal analytical essay, as well as 2 creative genres that you got to choose for yourself. For this assignment, so for step 3, I want you to explain in 3 to 4 paragraphs how you went about selecting the genres that you chose for Writing Project 2. How do you see your genres fitting with your topic? Is there a natural connection, such as a police report for an essay covering how a group reacts to crime? So when I sit down to read Writing Project 2, it should be fairly clear to me how your genre pieces connect with the analytical essay. What made you decide on the 2 genres you picked? Next, discuss how you created the genre pieces. How did you format your genres to match their real-life counterparts? Such as a news story. So if you chose a news story, how did you make sure that your news story felt like a real news story? If you created a flyer, what did you do to make your flyer feel legitimate? And what was easy or difficult about creating these pieces to go along with a more standard academic paper? In step 4, you're going to complete your draft of Writing Project 2. Some things for you to remember. Your essay must be 1,250 words at a minimum. And the essay is made up of 5 pieces. You have the analytical essay portion, you have 2 genre pieces, and then 2 reader notes. The reader notes are probably the easiest things to forget, but you need to, for each genre piece, you have to have a short, I think the instructions say 100 words, so just a short explanation of why you chose that genre and what your genre piece is supposed to convey to the reader. You'll have at least 2 sources to cite for this assignment. The 2 magazine or newspaper articles that you found using the Columbus State Library research databases. If you conducted interviews, you should include in-text citations and works cited entries for those interviews. It's very easy to cite an interview in MLA formatting. I can just pull that up right now actually. This is going to add to the length of this video a little bit, but I'm sure some people will find this useful. My computer always runs a little bit slower when I record these videos. I think I'm asking my computer to do a little bit much. So let's see here. This would be under other common sources. Yeah, interview. So it's the first one here. Personal interviews, you put the person's last name, comma, first name. You write personal interview, followed by a period, and then the date that you conducted that interview. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. Let's see here. You may informally cite interviews used in your genre pieces. And if you only observed a group, you don't need to include citations for those observations. Once I finish grading your essay, you'll have a week to revise it and then resubmit it. If you don't resubmit a revised draft, then the grade that you got on your first final draft will just become your final grade. And if you don't submit a final draft, then you will naturally get a 0 for the assignment, and you won't be able to revise. So make sure that you get in a paper by the due date in order to be able to revise your paper. And that is, it looks like somehow these got out of order. Let me go ahead and move this up here. There we go. So step 5, you are going to post to the discussion board. So your first post is due Thursday by 11:59. What you should do is explain in 2 or 3 paragraphs how your analytical essay and genre pieces compare to the assignment guidelines. So you need to go back and look at the assignment instructions for writing project 2, and you'll just explain in a couple of paragraphs how you are meeting those requirements. And then you also need to include some brief notes about any struggles or successes that you had along the way with really anything. But here I'm looking specifically with MLA. Your second post is Saturday by 11:59. Once you have your paper and comments posted, you need to read and comment on at least 2 other papers posted by your peers. And you're going to compare their drafts with the assignment requirements as well. So you're going to this is a little bit of a peer review activity. You're going to be looking at the assignment guidelines for them and helping them to make sure that they are actually meeting the instructions for this project. And I have some things here for you to follow to help with that. And then once you are done, you'll just submit your work. The work that you're going to be submitting for this week is everything that you completed for steps 2 and 3, which step 2 was the 1-page essay explaining your editing and proofreading process, and then step 3 was your explanation of your genre pieces. And then step 7 is submitting the final draft of writing project 2 itself. So make sure that you're submitting 3 things. Step 2 and 3 get submitted here, and your final draft gets submitted under step 7. If you have any questions or concerns about anything, let me know, and I will do my best to help you out.